Hey boys, it's HarmNone. Today we're doing something a little bit different. I'm going to be doing a live commentary showing you guys how you can make a bunch of money over the next couple of days. Now, because it's August 21st, where I live, that means that from today until August 23rd, so 2 days from now, there's going to be 5 times money on VIP work through the CEO menu. Now, this is going to be a really good way to earn money in GTA Online. It's going to rival the 5 times bonus money on the yacht missions from last December, for those of you that recall that. It might even technically be better than that. So anyway, we're starting off in my mansion here, and I'm going to show you guys exactly how you're going to do this. Now, there's basically a couple of options for what you can actually do as far as these missions go, but we're going to be using the method that I prefer, which is doing Headhunter. Now, I really like Headhunter. It's one of my favorite events to partake in, whether I'm defending the targets from other people or whether I'm actually going after them myself. It's just a lot of fun. But anyway, I'm going to be calling my Raju here because that's going to be the preferred method for me today. I would use like a laser or a Hydra. Honestly, I think the cannons are better on either of those jets. But the Raju is just a lot faster, and I can manage to operate the cannons effectively enough to take care of what we're going to be doing here. So, but basically, like I said, any VIP work is going to be on 5x money. Now, you can do these in an invite-only session, you can do these in a public session, but only certain ones are going to be available in an invite-only session. As you guys can see, we have Plowed, we have Fully Loaded available, we have Velocity available, we have Stockpiling, Headhunter, we also have Hostile Takeover, Asset Recovery, and we should have Sightseer as well. Now, the main ones that you're going to probably want to focus on are going to be Sightseer and Headhunter. Now, we're going to start off with Headhunter. I'm going to show you guys exactly how to do this, and hopefully I'm not wrong. Hopefully this is on 5 times money now. It should be, so if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong, I guess. But yeah, so we have the first car coming up, right? Oh, actually, sorry, this isn't a car. This is actually a stationary target. Now, there's multiple different versions of Headhunter. You can do Headhunter in Sandy Shores. You can do Headhunter in the city. For me, it spawned in the city, but there are several different spawn points that you can technically have in the city as well. So 2 of the targets are always going to be on foot. 2 of the targets are always going to be in a vehicle that is going to be driving around. It's going to be an armored vehicle. This is the Gallivanter Baller LE Armored right here. If you hit them with a couple of missiles, that will cause them to eject out of the vehicle, and then basically you're just going to have to try to clean it up with missiles. So I got the target there. I saw him on the way down, so that's done. The next vehicle is right here, and those are going to miss. They're not going to make it. It's best to come at these guys from head on or behind. Those are going to be the preferred angles of attack. The missiles from a Raju or like a laser or a Hydra or whatever, they just can't maneuver fast enough to like hit the target a lot of the time. Those are probably going to hit because he's at a pretty slow speed. I don't think they ejected out of the car though, so we're going to go around one more time and see if we can get him. It is moving pretty slow here, but like I said, you're going to want to be coming in from more likely behind. You can come in from behind at like a relatively high angle like this, for example, and still probably hit the target. But if you're coming from the front, you're going to want to be as low to the ground as you can be if you want the missiles to hit, which obviously you probably do. So I could see that these guys have ejected out now. The main target will have a arrow over his head, which is very helpful to identify him from up in a plane or anything like that. But yeah, it's relatively annoying to try to identify the targets sometimes when you're up in the plane like this. So you can of course enter VTOL mode if you have a Hydra or a Raju, for example. But so those are both of the ground vehicle targets taken out. The last guy is going to be here at the pier, it looks like. Once he's done, that'll be it for the Headhunter mission, and so far it's been just under 3 minutes. So we should be able to wrap this up in about 3 minutes, and then there's going to be a 5-minute cooldown. Now, you used to be able to skip the cooldown by going into story mode. this has been patched. This is not a thing anymore. Don't let anyone try to tell you that it is a thing, because it's not, and it's not going to work for you. So just be aware of that. But I will demonstrate that for you guys in a second here, just so you guys know that I'm not lying. But this target on the pier is often very hard to take out. You got to be coming in from like a very specific angle a lot of the time. There's a few slightly different spawn points, but we got him there, and it's not actually active yet. So at the time I'm recording this video, it's just under 2 hours before 2 a.m., which is typically when these changes would take place. But anyways, we can still go based off of the amount of money that I just got, which was $21,500 for a 3-minute mission. So 21,500 times 5, that is $107,500 in under 3 minutes. Now, as you will see, if I go back into the work menu here, there is a 4 or 5 minute cooldown here. Now, the cooldown for Headhunter, though, is going to be 10 minutes. But what you can do now is you can do Sightseer after 4 minutes and 40 seconds. And then once you've done that, you'll be able to do Headhunter in another 5. So this is going to be the method to try to make as much money as you possibly can doing this. Now, there are other options. You can do Hostile Takeover, which is basically you're going to go take out a bunch of targets at a location and then deliver a briefcase to another location. You can do one of these at LSIA, you can do one at the Ultras camp, you can do one, I believe, at Fort Zancudo, at the Merriweather dock, a bunch of different places. LSIA is probably the best location for most people because it's the closest one to the city. So if you're going to do Hostile Takeover, I recommend doing that one. Asset Recovery sucks. I wouldn't recommend doing it. If you're in a public session, Executive Search is actually a lot of fun, and so is Piracy Prevention, but just be prepared that you can lose both of those activities. Now, Piracy Prevention and Executive Search both pay $30,000 regularly, so you will have to survive either of those for 10 minutes, but you'll get $30,000 times 5, so $150,000 every 10 minutes, which is still not bad money by any means. But I would advise you to rotate between Sightseer and Headhunter. If you play in an invite-only session, that is just going to be the best way to do it. Okay, so we're actually just going to show the story mode thing. Like I said, that this doesn't work anymore, so keep in mind. Let's see what my cooldown's at super quick. We have 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes basically before I would be able to start another one of these game modes. Now I'm going to quit the story mode, and then we're going to come back into online, and we're going to see if I can launch Headhunter again, or if there's still going to be a cooldown. Okay, so now we're loading back into online. I'm going to immediately get in my helicopter and attempt to start a new mission right away. And let's see, VIP work, and yeah, cooldown still on, as you guys can see. So there's no point in going to story mode. That does not work. Again, it's still not going to be on the 5 times money bonus, but that will be applied if you're doing this. By the time this video comes out, that will be happening. So just be aware of that. It's been a while since I've done Sightseer. I'm not going to lie, guys. It's been a hot minute. This used to be one of my preferred ways to make money in GTA Online. In fact, this used to be, I guess, one of the better ways to make money. But since new stuff has come out and things have just gotten a lot better in general, this has kind of fallen down on the list as far as like the best ways to make money in this game. All right, and we have it available. We're gonna go ahead and start Sightseer. Now we have to use the app here to find the next location. Now this is a pretty easy hack. Just click when it's, you know, on one of the letters. The package is going to be on the radar here, and it looks like it is actually in Paleto Bay. Basically, in this mode, you just have to pick up 3 different packages. In between picking up the packages, you'll have to do the hacks, and that will reveal the location of the next package. And yeah, basically you just keep doing that until you get them all. Now, I don't really enjoy Sightseer as much as I do Headhunter, and I think a lot of the reason for that is that in Headhunter you're actually hunting down targets that are at least kind of trying to stay alive. Now, you can do Headhunter and Sightseer on the ground. I'm obviously just showing kind of the more optimal way of doing it, which is using a jet. But obviously I know not everybody who's watching this video is going to have a jet, so just, you know, be aware you can do this stuff on foot. We will do Headhunter again. I'll just show you guys how much more difficult it's going to be to actually do that mode on foot, just so everyone's aware there's no surprises, because the Headhunter targets, they have guards with them, and those guards don't really mess around. They take a lot of bullets and a lot of damage, and they will do actually a relatively good job of defending the target. So that is something to just be aware of with Headhunter in particular. They are pretty good. They do not mess around. They take their job very seriously, these SecuroServe guys, as it turns out. So now I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, I think I can actually pick pick this up from inside the jet. I don't even think I actually need to get out. For that location, I just kind of had to. Let's see if I can get this without hopping out. Would appear that I need to hop out. Okay, my bad, guys. My bad. Like I said, a little rusty at the old sightseer. Okay, so we're gonna grab this and back in the jet, and then we're gonna use sightseer. Oh god, this one's always difficult. Oh, that's not the one. No, you guys get to see how bad I am at this sort of stuff right now. This is a rare gameplay look right here. I see it. It's right here. There we go. As you guys can see though in the bottom right, the timer is only 12 minutes right now, so this has taken roughly 3 minutes to do so far. Probably by the time I get this package, it'll probably have been 4 minutes, I would say. And then of course there's going to be that 5-minute cooldown again. But this is going to be paying, 5 times money. So it's going to be a good way to make money this week, guys. Or I shouldn't say this week, this weekend, I should say. So we'll see. Obviously, I'm not even getting 5 times money yet. But if you guys are doing this exact method that I'm showing in this video, as of right now, when you guys are actually watching the video, this will be available for you guys. So just make sure to take advantage of it if it seems appealing to you at the very least. So this last package is going to be in the barn, I do believe, at Dignity Village. I can't remember if I have to drop these off somewhere or not. I don't think that I do, but I could be wrong. Nope. Okay, that was it. $21,500 yet again, so that would be another $107,500. So that's already $215,000 that we would have made so far, guys. Once this is actually, again, on that 5 times money. So a pretty good way to earn money. 5-minute cooldown between them is really what kills it, honestly. You could make so much money with this if there wasn't that 5-minute cooldown. Honestly, the biggest shame about the whole thing. But yeah, we'll do the next Headhunter, like I said, on foot. If you are going to be doing Headhunter on foot or in a vehicle, a land vehicle, I would extremely highly recommend only to do them in the city. The reason for this is in Sandy Shores, there will be a target like here, for example. There will be a target driving over here. There'll be a target stationary over here, and then there'll be another target driving around somewhere over here. And the spread is just so much more insane out here versus in the city. Now, in the city, you might get a target that spawns here in Del Perro at this hotel right here. There's always one that spawns stationary right there. You might get the guy in Mirror Park that we just had as well as the stationary target. There's another stationary target that spawns down in the southern end of the industrial area. And then, you might get a guy driving in downtown, and you might get the guy driving in Davis, or a guy driving around in, the Waterhouses area here, or a guy driving up in the hills like this. But you're not going to get anybody that's like, one guy over here and one guy over here and way down here and then, up here, But in Sandy Shores and Paleto Bay, you're going to get those targets that are going to spawn like all over the map in a wide range of areas. So again, if you're driving to do your Headhunter missions, very highly recommend staying in the city. And I also really highly recommend having like an armored Kuruma or something that gives you at least some degree of bullet resistance or bullet protection, because you're probably gonna need it. Now, a good vehicle for this would be like a Bravado Buffalo STX, for example, with the front mounted machine guns. That's gonna be an excellent vehicle for Headhunter because it also has bullet resistant windows. So honestly, if you're gonna be doing Headhunter, I'd recommend going to Fort Zancudo and stealing a laser, honestly, and then using some of your Headhunter earnings to maybe buy yourself some sort of armored air vehicle or armed air vehicle like a Buzzard, for example. The Buzzard is a great helicopter to use doing these Headhunter missions and stuff like that. But anyway, so when you go to start Headhunter, I would recommend, like I said, being in the city, particularly being somewhere near downtown is preferred, because that's going to make sure that your targets are all in the city at least. The further south you go, though, you might end up grouping them together like slightly better. But there are a pretty finite amount of spawns, like I said, where the target is going to be stationary, and there's always going to be 2 stationary targets and 2 moving targets. So just be aware of that. I'm going to head down to probably Davis to start this, to be honest, because I think that's probably going to be one of the more ideal locations to actually begin headhunting from. Now, like I said, you don't have to do it this way. This is just kind of a little recommendation I like to make. All right, we have headhunter available. Let's go ahead and start it and see where the targets are at. So we got one in the industrial area for stationary and the Mirror Park guys. The other stationary, I'm going to take care of those guys last. The other two moving targets are up in Del Perro, so we're going to go there first. We'll see if we can get a good angle as well and try to take out the guy through the windshield, because that's just going to make things a little bit faster here. Okay, took somebody out in there. And as you guys can see, I have not been shot yet, so that's good. And just light him up, you know, drive along behind him and shoot at him. That's really all you can kind of do. This is taking a while, though, I will say. Obviously, the car's damaged enough to the point where, yeah, okay, it was on fire, so that's good. And we still haven't been shot. Getting close here. And as you guys can see, these machine guns just deal so much damage that it's pretty easy to take out these cars, because they just will catch on fire at a certain point, and then all the guys are going to bail out, and that guy is done for. And the windows have still held up, except for the front windshield. So pretty good stuff. Now we got to go take out the two stationary targets. One of them is going to be in Mirror Park, so we're going to take him out first. Now, because we're doing this in a land vehicle, there is a certain amount of ROI that we're going to get because of that, because the mission is going to take longer. Now, the longer you take to complete these missions, the more you're actually going to get paid. So it's probably still most ideal to take them out as fast as possible, because you might be able to do one extra headhunter or sightseer in an hour time span. You know, like if that's what you're basing yourself off of is money per hour, then, you know, if you can squeeze in an extra mission in that hour, you're going to make an extra, you know, $100,000 plus. So that is important to just be aware of, I suppose. Bro's really... Oh, there he is. There he is. All right, that guy's done. Now we just got to go get the last guy in the industrial area here. Now, I mean, this is going to be a really good way to make money this weekend, though, guys. For those of you that are, you know, have some time this weekend and you're trying to make some money in GTA, I think this is going to be a good method. You know, in conjunction, especially with collecting your safes from your other businesses and stuff like that, and, you know, running your other businesses, making sure they're all supplied and all that sort of stuff. This is going to just be a good way to make money. So this guy is going to be in the back here. Relatively difficult spot, especially with all these guards around here. As you guys can see, these guys are just bullet sponges. Like, it's ridiculous. This guy's still not even done yet. There we go. He's finally down. And that's the last target right there. And $21,500 again. It's weird because I feel like I should have got paid more for that. I feel like that took a lot longer, but I guess not. So anyway, I think probably if it's under 10 minutes, maybe it'll take a little longer, or it'll pay you a little more. I'm not really sure. It used to pay like 25k though. I wonder if they reduced the payout of it. But anyway, guys, that's gonna be how you're gonna make money this weekend with the 5x bonus on VIP work. It's gonna be the method, just running Sightseer and Headhunter back to back to back to back to back. Yeah. Hopefully you can make a killing this week. I really hope it works out well for you guys. The missions are relatively fun and everything like that. It's something a little bit different from the usual stuff we're, you know, doing in GTA. So hopefully you guys enjoy. Hopefully you guys can take advantage of this bonus. And yeah, let me know what you thought of the video. If you want to see more videos like this, where it's just me like commentating as I'm, you know, doing stuff, just let me know. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Leave a like, subscribe. I will see you in the next one. Till then, take care. Peace.